I can tell you up front that this is probably not going to be the most exciting video that you've ever seen from me. However, if you can grasp the concept that we're talking about in this video, it's going to unlock some really exciting things for your playing, like playing by ear, improvising, altering your chords, transposing, all in a way that makes a lot of sense. Hi everyone, my name is Peter. Thanks for joining me at OurWorshipSound, where we're working to make worship keyboard technique and technology easier. I've heard a lot of bad explanations of music theory over the years, and it tends to overcomplicate a lot of the things that we deal with. But if we can understand music theory in a way that really makes sense, it makes some things a lot easier. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about this framework for understanding key signatures and chords. It's probably the best shortcut to understanding some really important music theory concepts. And if you can get this, it's going to unlock a lot of things in your playing. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to end up playing through all 12 major scales in this video, and I'm going to walk you through a framework for how to understand them. Then at the end of the video, I'm going to show you some things that you can start to do to implement these things into your playing. So we're going to be talking about something called the circle of fourths. Some people refer to it as the circle of fifths. It makes a little bit more sense to me to call it the circle of fourths. But if you hear somebody say circle of fifths, just know that it's two different names for the same exact thing. So we're going to start with this circle, and around the circle, we're going to put different key signatures. And this is why the circle is organized the way it is. It's because of the key signatures. So we're going to start at the top with no sharps and no flats, and then we're going to go around clockwise, with the next one being one flat. And then we're going to go to two flats, three flats, four flats, five flats, six flats, which is also the point where we start to switch over to sharps. Six flats and six sharps will end up giving you the same set of notes. So then we go from six sharps to five sharps, four sharps, three sharps, two sharps, one sharp, and then we're back to the top with all naturals. So that's the reason why we have the circle the way it is because the key signature is changing by one at every step. So why do we call it the circle of fourths? It's because the starting notes of these scales or these key centers end up being four notes apart as we go around from one key signature to the next. So I'm going to quickly explain how this comes together, and we're going to play through these scales. If you can play through these scales using this concept, you're going to understand a lot of things about music theory and probably be ahead of a lot of first-year college music majors if you can understand this. So at the top, we have no sharps and no flats. It's all naturals, and the first note of this scale is C. So we're going to start here, and we're just going to build a scale off all naturals. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. From there, we're going to add one flat, and we're going to go up four notes. So we're going to go C, D, E, F, 1, 2, 3, 4. The next scale in the circle of fourths starts on F, and we have one flat in this scale. And there's one other thing we need to talk about, and that's to know how we know what that flat is, okay? So we have what's called the order of flats. Flats will always happen in the same order in a key signature. And when there's a saying that we use to remember this, it's battle ends and down goes Charles' father. So we take the first letter of each of those words, and we get B, E, A, D, G, C, F. That's the order in which we put flats into a key signature. So the first flat that we're going to add to a scale is B, and that starts on the F because it's four notes higher than F, or than C. Okay, so we've got the F scale, and we're going to add a B flat to it. F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. Okay, we're going to keep going through all the 12 scales. Play along with me if you can. If it's going too fast, you can use the gear menu down below to slow the speed down to 75% with 0.75 or 50% with 0.50. You can also go back later and play along if you like. Our next scale is going to be four notes above F, F, G, A, B flat, and it's going to have two flats, which will be B and E. B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat. Our next scale will have three flats, so we'll have B flat, E flat, and A flat, and we're going to start four notes higher on E flat. Here we go. E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D, E flat. Our next scale is four flats, battle ends and down. We're going to add D flat, and we were playing E flat. Now we're doing the A flat scale. Let's start here. A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, G, A flat. Two more flat scales. We're going to go the next scale on D flat, and we have five flats. Battle ends and down goes. We're going to add G flat, D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, D flat. And then our next scale has 6 flats. That means everything is flat except for the last flat in the order of flats. So battle ends and down goes Charles. Everything except Father. Everything except F will be flat. F will be the only natural. And we're going to start it on the 4th note, G flat. G flat, A flat, B flat, C flat, D flat, E flat, F, G flat. This is also the point where we switch over to sharps. We can do 6 flats or 6 sharps. It's going to give us the same set of notes. So instead of thinking of this as G flat, we're now going to think of it as F sharp with 6 sharps. To get the sharps, we're going to reverse the order of flats. Instead of battle ends and down goes Charles Father, we're going to have Father Charles goes down and ends battle. So if we have 6 sharps, we're going to have everything sharp except for that last one, B. B is our only natural. And as we go through it, we have F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, and F sharp. Then we're going to go down to 5 sharps. Father Charles goes down and we're going to start this 4 notes up from F sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4. On B, our B scale is B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B. Our next scale starts on E, and we're down to 4 sharps. Father Charles goes down, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp. We have E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. From there, we're going to go from 4 sharps to 3 sharps, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and this starts on A. We have A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Just 2 more scales left. Our next one starts on D, and we have 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. And our final scale starts on G, and it has just 1 sharp, F sharp. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. And then we've completed the circle. We're back to C with all naturals. So that was a lot to go through, but if you can do that, and if you can understand your scales and your key signatures, it's going to unlock a lot of different things. When we talk about chord alterations, let's say we're playing in the key of C, and we have a progression something like C, F, A minor, G. I start to talk about things like adding the 1st scale note, adding the 5th scale note. And so if we know the scale notes for all these different keys, it's easy to fit those different notes into our progressions and into our chords. We're talking about improvising and adding the 1st note or the 7th note of the scale or the 3rd note. It becomes easier to figure out those things if we know the scales. And then from there, for playing by ears, we start to relate chords back to scales. Or if we transpose and we relate the chords in one song to the scale notes in a different song, it becomes so much easier to transpose. And these sorts of concepts that I talk about in something that's new and available for you, I want to help you understand these things, and you can get free access. Go to OurWorshipSound.com/music theory, and it's a new music theory guidebook that I've put together, and it goes through a little bit of the circle of fourths. It has a chord reference sheet, and it's also going to give you some really clear and concrete steps for applying your knowledge of scales and key signatures to the things that we talked about: improvising, altering your chords, playing by ear, and improvising. If I didn't say that already. Anyway, there's 4 different things going on. All really, really vital skills to your keyboard playing. And this is the best way to get started with all those things. I promise you, this is the shortcut. Okay, it's not an easy shortcut, but it is the shortcut. So I hope you'll check that out. OurWorshipSound.com/music theory. Totally free access to that, and you can get started with that. So dig into that. I promise you, if you get these concepts, if you can play through all the 12 scales using the circle of fourths like that, it's going to start to make a lot of things click mentally for you and come out in your keyboard playing. So I hope that's really helpful for you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.